Hello, guys. There's just a little video, guys. Currently off at the moment, waiting for an electrician, and a few this has come up a lot at times, and I wanted to make a video about it. Now, the title does says, "Don't get your private hire license or taxi license from Wolverhampton or an out of town badge." Now, this is the reason why, and a lot of people actually don't know this problem until you hit the problem, and then when you hit the problem. Yeah, there's no solution. So you're flipping goosed. One of the lads recently in Liverpool was Wolverhampton plated because licensed because he wanted it quick and cheap. So we went to Wolverhampton and now he's Liverpool plated because he lives in Liverpool. Right? Now the problem you've got is I get this message quite a lot. So as you know, I've got DM Airport Transfers. DM Airport Transfers is a UK-wide booking website that will be sending work to operators. Because as you know, as a private hire driver, you cannot book in or do your own work. It's illegal. Do you know what I mean? If your neighbour Barry knocks on and goes, "Will you take me to the airport?" You cannot take him if there's any cash passing hands. You can give your mate a lift, do you know what I mean? But you can't take him to the airport. Yeah, I'm like a book job. You just can't do it because it's not. You can only do work that is booked through an operator. Yeah, as in an operator's license, right? So if you're a Wolverhampton driver, you can only do work from a Wolverhampton operator, as in Uber, as in local companies all over the UK and the world. They've applied and got an operator's license, so you can work for them. So this isn't just Wolverhampton. This is out of town licenses, right? So I'm going to use Liverpool as an example, right? So you live in Liverpool, you want to go to Wolverhampton, it's faster, it's cheaper, whatever reason you want to go to. This scenario, by the way, has happened. I get this message sometimes weekly, okay? So young lad wants to be on the taxis, private hire. Wolverhampton, flies down the motorway, gets the badge, comes back to Liverpool, signs up to Uber or a local firm, working the cabs. And then you go, "Ooh, I want to change, bit bored, want to do some airport work." And you go, "Right, I'm going to do some airport work, advertise on Facebook, get some airport." "Ooh, you can't do that." "Why?" "Because you need an operator's license, mate. And when you can't book in your own work, it's illegal. You're a private hire, you're not a hackney." And they're like, "Oh, okay." I went, "So you can't advertise, you can't do your own work, that's illegal." "Okay, sound. I'll contact a few Liverpool airport transfer companies, get some work off them. They're an operator." Boom. You can't because they're Liverpool, Sefton, Knowsley operated. They're not Wolverhampton operated. So you work in Liverpool, living in Liverpool with your Wolverhampton badge, plate, license. You can't do any work for any of them. Okay. Right, I'll get my own ops license then. Because I can't work for anyone else that does airports because they've all got operator licenses for their own local area. So I'll go and get my own. You can't get your own operator license. Why? Because you don't live and operate in Wolverhampton. So I've got lads who live, breathe in Liverpool, who are Wolverhampton plated and can do nothing but the taxis because they haven't got their own operator license. They can't get one unless you go and buy a physical building, which is just pure added costs. And obviously you can't work for any local airport companies because they're all locally operated, licensed operated. So that's just one example of why you shouldn't go out of town for your license. Now the other example, which is a killer, by the way, because this happens a lot. Young lad, same again, goes, and this time I'm going to use an example. I'm going to go, actually, no, this example needs to be used for Wolverhampton because it's miles away. Okay. Young lad goes to Wolverhampton, get his license, comes back to Liverpool to work. Uber, general taxis. Okay, right, I'm a bit young. Insurance is dead high. So I can't afford private hire insurance, which I didn't know about until I got licensed. Can't really get financed up. Then we got a credit. I'll go to a settle company. So a settle company is like you can hire your private hire vehicle. They service it, they maintain it, you pay them weekly for it. It's their car, you're just renting it off them. Yeah? For private hire drivers. So then you're in Liverpool and they go, "Oh, I need a Wolverhampton plated settle car." They don't exist. Why? Because you're in Liverpool. You're not in Wolverhampton. So then you got to maybe drive down to Wolverhampton to get your settle car. And then what, you got to go down every week to get it validated or checked or serviced or whatever. You know what I mean? There's a problem, you got to take it back down to them. So logistically, unless there's a few settle companies that settle out Wolverhampton plated cars in Liverpool, because they're kind of like trying to, you know what I mean? There's a market for them, so they're doing it, but there's not many. So I know loads of lads who struggle to get a settle car. I know loads of lads who are struggling to do any kind of private work, airport work, anything like that. So they're literally stuck with the local taxis, and that's all you can do, or Uber, and that's all you can do. So a lot of Wolverhampton plated licensed drivers now who live in their area are starting to get licensed for their area where they live, so they can get their own ops or do whatever or get their own settle. And there's the fundamentals, the problems that people aren't aware of until they go elsewhere. Now this happens even before Wolverhampton was even on the map. Sefton Council was a big one. So about 10,000 drivers or even more in Manchester are licensed with Sefton Council, but they live and work in Manchester. But they'll have the same problem. But the only difference is it's 30 minutes down the road if they need to settle a car or whatever. But it's been going that long as well. I think Sefton has got a lot of settle companies who do settle cars for Sefton in Manchester because it's been going for so long. But in that example, he works in Manchester, he lives in Manchester, but he's licensed for Sefton. So he's going to have the same problem with doing airport work. He's going to have the same problem getting his own ops license. He's going to have the same problem settling the car. So not to certain degrees to Wolverhampton, because that's further away. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why, going forward, anyone asks me, oh, who's the best place to license with, or who's the best thing to do? Just stick to your local council. Just wherever you live, yeah, get licensed with them as much as you can. I know some of them are a pain and some councils are more expensive or whatever, but just try your best. Do you know what I mean? Go elsewhere if you're struggling, and you really are struggling, but try, or if you're in like a major rush or whatever. But yeah, there's some of the major problems and why I believe that you should always license to your local area, because you will have problems down the line. Do you know what I mean? In the end, Uber, that local taxis, not all be all and end all. You got to expand from that. You'll have to have other options. Do you know what I mean? If one doesn't work, you at least got other backups or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And when you license outside of your local area, you'll have those problems then. Ta-da! But I literally get this message all the time. Hey, can I get work off you? And I reply, yeah. Who'd you operate with? Like, what's your operator's license? Oh, I'm just a driver, Uber driver for Wolverhampton. So they're not even aware that it's not legal. Do you know what I mean? You can only receive work from a Wolverhampton operator. Mad on it? So yeah, I just thought to do this little video and just explain. Not probably the best thing to do. But yeah. Yeah, I've been waiting for this electrician. He's taking forever. But yeah, I'm going to go back out to the work this afternoon, with the work this morning. Got up about 6 and then pulled my teeth out till about 10:30. It was diabolical. But it is January. We all know, don't we? But if it's your first January, be prepared. It's terrible. Gets better normally at the end of Jan. Roll into Feb when all the students are coming back and that, you know what I mean? First January payday starts getting a bit better after that. Grind on, kids. Grind on. But yeah, if you're considering getting licensed, try and stick to local as possible. Do you know what I mean? And that's it, guys. I'll catch you all later. Oh, don't forget, make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazz, because I'm so close to 10,000 subscribers. And definitely check me out on TikTok. Give me a follow. I post some hilarious memes and funny other stuff regarding Uber and everything else. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Fun place to be. But that's it, guys. Thanks very much for watching, as per usual, and I'll catch you all later.